everyone. Welcome back to the Vibrant Life Source YouTube channel. And I'm just here enjoying a cup of tea. Delish. So today is the last episode of the Leveling Up Real Talk about Perimenopause with Jill and LeAnn. It's kind of bittersweet because we really truly enjoy doing this series, and I'm kind of sad to see it go. Episode 5 is called I Feel Like a Woman, Female Superpowers, because we all have our superpowers, right? And I really hope that you enjoy. This is us kind of wrapping everything up. As you know, we use the book Roar by Dr. Stacy Sims. And I just really hope that you have enjoyed this series. You've gotten something out of it. Maybe you were entertained. Maybe you learned some things. Maybe it inspired you on your own perimenopause hormonal journey. I don't know. Would love to hear from you. And also just want to make sure that if you enjoy these videos, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. And also, shameless plug, make sure you check out the link to my virtual platform down below in the comments. That's where you can get free recipes. You can book a free consultation with yours truly, because just so you know, I am a real health and nutrition coach, a personal trainer, and a yoga instructor, all done virtually. So if you're looking for something, let's talk. And then also, you can just reach out and chat, and there's all kinds of things on the virtual platform. So make sure you check that out. So, all right, everyone, without further ado, episode 5. Hey everyone, welcome back to Leveling Up Real Talk about Perimenopause with Jill and LeAnn. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Welcome to episode 5. And I love the title of episode 5. So our title for today is I Feel Like a Woman, Female Superpowers. Yay us. It's kind of like our title's kind of like a combination of Wonder Woman met Shania Twain.
I was thinking the same thing. Like every time I think about, well, you know, I feel like a woman. I just want to like,
I know.
Man.
I know. I just want to bare my midriff.
I don't.
No.
Wow, good for you, because I don't.
You're like, and no.
And there will be no bearing.
And did I mention that all the lights were off? And...
Well, that's okay. I'm okay with that. No. I'm good with that one.
So today we are, we're wrapping it up.
We're wrapping it up.
Episode 6. This is it, peeps. I know. Wah, wah.
Yeah, what a bummer.
I know. This is like it's gone fast.
It really has. Even though, like, when did we start? Like
May.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I can't think back up.
I know. But yeah, so the plan is we're wrapping up the book.
Yep. Last section.
And then we decided that we just wanted to do just kind of a little,
where are we at?
Just like a,
where are we at?
Yeah. Now, should we talk about how we're sad that there is one person that's not joining us today?
We need to make it sadder. Already episode 5.
So as much as we had hoped that we had envisioned for ourselves, and not in a weird way, we had hoped that Dr. Stacy Sims would be able to pop in and say hi. But alas,
she's very busy kicking off her.
She's a busy person teaching people that women are not small men and that we rock.
Yeah, we have superpowers.
So you know, I can't deny that.
Yeah, it is a sad thing. However, we will we will power through it.
Onward,
On
onward.
let's do it.
All right.
So
All
we're
right, people.
talking.
For
What are we
those of
talking?
you that have your book, ready? We have left off with chapter 15. So,
For me.
all right, supplementation.
Yes. Chapter
In the
15.
book, she talks about a variety of supplements that can support your system, supplements
Right.
that can enhance athletic performance, and supplements for just general health and her just general viewpoints. Okay.
Right.
My shtick with supplements are, I think they're wonderful. I think they have a place.
Absolutely.
However, do not self-supplement. Work with your healthcare practitioner.
Yes.
You know,
Find someone.
right, Jill? Don't self-supplement.
You looking at me?
Looking at you. I'm looking at you.
So I highly recommend that you work with someone. So here's the problem that I see is that not a lot of doctors really understand, right? So when somebody says, oh, you need to exercise and eat better, well, they don't tell you what that means. So, which is why we have nutritionists. And then you also have doctors that are just like, you're too young for perimenopause, whatever. So you need to find somebody that understands and is willing and is just willing to work with you. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, I mean, supplements are exactly what they say.
Right.
They do not preclude you from having a balanced nutrition. They do not preclude you from doing everything. They are not, so.
Right, they're supplements. They should be. The other thing is, which about, it's even if you are eating a healthy diet, you may need supplements because it's not, you really are not what you eat, right? The saying you are what you eat, it's not really that, it's what you absorb. Because depending on your personal situation, whatever your health issues may be, your bioindividuality, you may be consuming enough whatever, but you might not be absorbing. So we recommend
and supplementing, for example, and I'm saying this on purpose. For example, vitamin D.
Yep.
Those of us that live in the Pacific Northwest, because I'm looking at your skin color compared to my pasty whiteness.
Yes.
Granted, I don't tan.
So my mom actually said to me yesterday, "Oh my God, Jill, look at you." So this is my normal skin color. But I'm also Italian. Remember that.
That's true. And I got a lot of Irish and English in me, so I'm hosed.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, when you live up here, you take a boatload. It's not uncommon for people to be taking 10,000 milligrams of vitamin D3.
Well, interestingly enough, because throughout this whole last year and a half or so, my husband was doing some research and he found separately from the stuff that I've learned, anyone basically above the North Carolina latitude
should be taking more.
Because specifically during the winter, the angle of the sun, you're not getting, even if you spent all day outside, you're not going to get enough vitamin D from the sun. So, and she talked about vitamin D. It can be tricky to get from food.
You're not going to get enough in your diet.
Right. The primary source is the sun, right?
Yeah.
Also, do you know that vitamin D is actually not really a vitamin? It's a hormone.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Ding, ding, ding. You're
Fucking hormones. We're all about the hormones.
aren't we?
So yes, bioindividuality, you need
Right.
to.
Let's just say, people, let's just leave it at this. Just supplementation does not preclude you from a healthy diet.
Right?
Work
Health.
with a practitioner that you
Yep.
trust and that is
Knowledgeable.
knowledgeable, right?
Let's say it that way.
And buy good quality stuff,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah. Because vitamins are not supplements, which is not just vitamins, any supplement. It's not monitored
No,
by the FDA.
no. You
So
need to buy, yes, it's going to cost you more money.
yes. And I will say this, there are some good ones. You can get good ones on Amazon
Oh,
that
yeah.
are
Oh,
third party tested, that
right.
are,
Love
made in
me
the
some
USA,
Amazon.
organic.
Right.
So it
Right.
doesn't
And you
have
might
to
have
be
to do
$9
your
million.
research. You
But
might have
yes,
to do your research to find some good quality. There was
yep.
a good, I can't remember. I will maybe at some point. But yeah,
I
I
like
mean,
Now Foods.
there's plenty of places online. So
Yep.
I think, is that all we got to
That's,
talk about supplements? Okay.
yeah.
That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah. Might like to see. Yeah. I don't think there's
So,
anything else. And those of you that are doing it for performance, well, you should be working with a doctor anyway,
mhm.
because, like, or somebody,
Or a
because
professional coach or someone that is
yeah, and I
in
assume
these
that.
areas. So chapter 16, again, this is going to be another one that we're not going to dive deep in
It's a
because,
four. I mean, how many pages is it? 5 pages?
if
Yeah.
that, yeah. But it talks about, you know, how women and men, we think differently. Well,
Right.
duh. I mean,
Shocking.
like, did you know? What is it? Women are from Venus, men are from Mars. Did you know that?
No,
There was a
I had
book
no
written
idea.
about it.
Oh my God, no way.
But I mean, but hello. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that women
Duh.
and men, we just think we process information different.
Right.
And
And those different hormones again
right.
impact us differently.
And
So,
women, it's just no, women are just more intuitive.
yep,
We just
we're
are.
not small men.
No.
Stop treating us like we are.
And so, but some of the interesting takeaways that she talked about in here is, women are more prone to depression and anxiety.
Yeah.
They are going to have struggles with self confidence and self worth.
Hmm.
They do have a tendency of overtraining more so than men, which
Yep.
that was kind of interesting. Um, a lot of these things, this whole chapter really, my yoga instructor antenna kind of went up a lot. And I'm really fighting the need to like take a deep dive into mindfulness and yoga. But I think
Yeah.
my takeaway from this chapter is, women, to honor yourself, honor your differences that you have from
Yeah.
men, because these are our superpowers.
Yeah. So one of the things, like, so we've talked about, right, multiple times, how when we're in perimenopause and our hormones are fluctuating, women, if we go all the way back, it was like women in perimenopause are how many more times likely to suffer anxiety and depression. It's like something crazy. It's like
It was,
super
I was,
high.
yeah, I remember the percentage was surprising.
Yeah. Three in perimenopause, I'm on page 53. Perimenopausal women are 3 times more likely than premenopausal women to report symptoms of depression. 3 times. So, like, we know we are more susceptible to these shifts, and be nice to yourself, right? Be kind, give yourself the recovery.
Right.
Yes, sometimes that means I had a discussion with a client the other day. Sometimes you do just need to lay on the couch all day and watch Netflix.
Right.
Like
It's
sometimes
about
that is what you need to do.
And it's about having that connection with yourself, having self-compassion, asking yourself, not what do I want maybe, but what do I
What do I
need?
need?
And the big one, in my opinion, give yourself permission to do it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of
Yeah.
times, like for example, I've had a crazy day. We're doing this recording at the towards the end of my
Towards
day,
the end of the
really
day.
into your. I still got another client after this,
Yep.
and then I'm supposed to go do my workout. Well, you know what? Mama tired today. Mama done. I'm tapping out.
And you should, because if
And
that's
you
how
know
you
what? And
feel.
yeah, and I was like, you know what? This afternoon, I'm like, I got no energy. You know what? So today is a mobility stretchy day.
Foam rolling.
It is going
Having
to be me and Netflix and my foam roller. Yeah.
I did that earlier.
See?
Because that is sometimes you do need that. Like
So
we
that's
don't give ourselves enough time to
no, we don't.
recover.
We don't because we feel like if I'm not pushing at all cylinders, I
Then
got
we're
to
not.
I gotta da, da, da,
Yep.
da. And I've been there. We've all been there. We've all done it.
Yeah. Which I think ties nicely into our next chapter, honestly. Like
It's
knowing
a
your
nice
body.
little,
Yeah.
but so women, just honor yourselves. This is, and especially this process of going through perimenopause,
Menopause, into menopause. Yeah.
perimenopause, menopause, and all through there, because it's, yeah, there's moments where you feel like you've lost your freaking mind.
There's a lot of things like that.
And it's okay to take, rest days are important.
Yeah.
Crucial. They are crucial.
Yeah.
They are a necessity, not just to our body's recovery and the rest, that's important, but to our well-being too. So
Mm-hmm.
again, both of us preach, with our own clients about
Yeah.
balance.
Yeah.
So
And it's funny that you said about like not what do you want to do, but what do you need? I have many clients that's what I say to them. Like because we do, several clients I'll have either we'll do foam rolling, I'll do strength, we'll do
same thing, yeah.
weight-based cardio, whatever it is. We do the whole gambit of activity, and I'll say to them, what do you need today? Because that's,
And
what
it,
good is it if I have in my head, I'm going to make them do jump squats today. And they're like, yeah, my knee is killing me. And, my hamstring's really tight. What good is it going to do them to do jump squats? Not. So what do you need today?
and I think also part of our job is to teach them how to give themselves permission and that it's okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You still can get a workout, but you can pull back and still get more benefit from pulling back than pushing through.
I think it also teaches them to figure out what they do need. Like,
Right.
Not what do you want to do? It is what do you need?
Right.
Like,
I mean, how often in our society do people ask you, what do you need? It's not a common question people ask.
no.
So I think it's important for us to be teaching our clients that, and for
Yeah.
people to teach themselves that. We could totally go down a rabbit hole.
Oh my God. Haven't we already? So
Okay.
yes, women,
Little,
learn yourself. And we're going to tie that into chapter 17, which is be your own biohacker, your favorite chapter.
I quite enjoyed this chapter because I'm a little geeky in that way. I think, and let me tell you, there's a little biohacker in all of us.
Everybody's doing it.
You just don't realize you're doing
it. Right, exactly.
So biohacking is basically individualized, like tracking is basically what you're
learning using, does she say physiology? I think she says
She
physiology,
says
using your
physiology.
own
Yes, it has to be
physiology.
looking inside your physiology.
Right. So using your own physiology. So there's another uh, naturopathic doctor that I took a course with, and he talks about you're looking at your sleep, your hunger, your mood. Those are all. So if you recognize, oh, when I have 2 glasses of wine versus one, I don't sleep well.
Right.
That's biohacking. That's figuring out like, oh, this happened and then this happened.
Right.
That's biohacking. But
And
there's other
yeah,
more in
if
depth.
you got an Apple Watch, a Fitbit, a Whoop, for those of you that know it, a Whoop
Yeah.
strap,
Yep. The
love them.
rings.
Yeah. You're biohacking. You
Yeah.
track, you do, for if you're on a certain nutrition protocol, a dietary
Mhm.
protocol, you got to track your food. You're biohacking. If your doctor wants you to track your glucose levels and you got to
Yep.
check your glucose, you're biohacking. Biohacking, getting blood work done, biohacking. Although
Yep.
you're not taking your own blood test, but
Maybe.
well, yeah, there's certain instances where yes.
So several clients have done the at-home blood finger prick to get their food sensitivities. That's biohacking.
Right, yes, yeah.
I did it, finger prick and saliva, all at
Mhm.
home
Right.
to
So
learn my
there's
hormone levels.
many, and
Yeah.
and the reason why I like the idea of biohacking, because one, I think it helps you are learning and understanding
Mhm.
how your body works, and I think it definitely helps you when you're having a conversation with your doctor. You're able to actually have a conversation versus being told. And
Mhm.
you can start to learn and understand your own body's trends.
And
And
what have we said all along? It's
right,
individualized.
right. Everyone is different. What one person is tracking or gaining from their information is going to
Mhm.
be different from someone else. Um, for example, we had talked about we were going to bring this up. So just recently, during this whole process of doing this series, you and I, because we were on
Mhm.
our own journeys,
Yep.
have been, going off and doing our own bits of biohacking to get a
Yep.
better understanding of what's going on with our own hormones,
Yep.
with our own bodies, right? And so, and we've both taken a little bit of a different approach,
Yeah.
but we've gotten. So, do you want to talk about what you've been doing, and then I'll go?
Yeah. So I mean, so I did the at-home test, the women's health test, which I guess like we could put a link to like where I did it if they, because they have a whole bunch of tests. We can check the description. So it was from a company called Everlywell, and it's the women's health test. I had to do 2 different samples of finger pricks,
Mm-hmm.
one at the beginning of my cycle and one towards the middle end. So one in the follicular stage, one in the luteal phase. And then during the luteal phase, I also had to do the saliva test where you have to spit into these little test tubes. Although they're not really, they look little, but then when you have to fill them with saliva, they're just, oh my God, it's
You're
like
like,
the worst thing.
saliva.
That's a lot of saliva. So once I know, I was like, oh my God. And of course, like the first time you're doing it, you're like, saliva. I'm like,
I
this
know.
is disgusting. It's all over your hands. So
But
by the end of the first tube, I figured it out and I stopped spitting all over myself. And sent them in, got my results back. They took a little bit longer than anticipated, but got my results. And shockingly enough, my follicle stimulating hormone through the roof. What does that mean? Through the roof, because my body's trying to like produce an egg. Like, come on, come on, lady, come on, lady, do it. You can still have. And my body and everything's like, no, just kidding. So that's one of the markers that they use. The infamous they
right.
use to determine whether a woman is in perimenopause, moving towards menopause. So that through the roof. Cortisol, through the roof. Estrogen was actually pretty normal. However, my progesterone was super low. Like if your levels were like, I think they consider normal, although remember we've talked about the normal and optimal. So normal is like 100 to 500, whatever per liter or something.
Right.
Mine was at like 17. So like way below normal, like way below normal. So estrogen, so what I've done, and like my thyroid levels were okay, my DHEA was okay. I forget, there was a whole bunch of them, but the ones that really stuck out to me was the progesterone and the cortisol, right? So I can't remember if we talked about pregnenolone being the precursor to progesterone and estrogen and cortisol, but when your cortisol is high, your progesterone tends to be low, and when you need more cortisol, pregnenolone is then diverted from progesterone to cortisol. So I can't even make progesterone to combat the cortisol because the body's stealing it. So, so for me, those were big red flags, right? That I obviously need more de-stressing. I need to look at some stressful things going on. So adjusting my workouts, right? And doing more recovery, more meditation. Although how much more damn meditation can I do? I'm doing it all I'm getting stressed. I'm getting stressed because I'm like, this stupid meditation's not working. But then also looking at what supplements,
Right.
what foods also can I, consume? What foods can I take to help lower, detoxify my liver to help remove the excess estrogen and hopefully rebalance.
Right.
So that's what I'm starting to do. And it makes sense because so a year ago, 6 months ago, things were working out really well, right? I felt really good, but then in the last couple of months, I started gaining weight again. And I'm like, this is BS. Like, what is this? But now when I look at that, when your cortisol is high, cortisol and insulin work together, estrogen high, also like, it's all of these things are. So even though 6 months ago I was doing everything that I needed, my body is still changing. So it's always looking at those things, right? So looking at my hunger and my mood, and am I losing weight? Am I gaining muscle? Am I losing muscle? Am I gaining fat? Those things, those biohacks telling me what I need to do.
Right.
And so we'll see in a couple of months, after I consume broccoli and all those other cruciferous vegetables to help get rid of the excess estrogen and do more Dharma meditation.
Right.
So you also had your blood work come back.
Well, so I went through, I started seeing an integrative functional medicine doctor, and for the hormone thing came in a little differently. So I'm kind of seeing the functional medicine doctor for SIBO, which if you don't know what SIBO is, it's small intestinal bacteria overgrowth, which is so fun.
Woo!
So much.
Love it.
So awesome.
Isn't that where you want to have bacteria overgrowth?
It
small
is
intestine.
So good. And so we did the full shebang, right? And so obviously we're in there, and that was a question, so I won't bore people with the whole SIBO component of it, but that is a component that affects other stuff.
Everything. Yeah.
Because gut health.
Gut health. 80% of your health.
Thyroid was good, liver function good, kidney function good, everything, cholesterol, everything, so aside from the SIBO related stuff, the only hormone thing that was funky for me was testosterone.
Which is interesting, right?
very low, and I forget what my number was. Well, and let's put it this way. One thing we do, I think we should say, is like wherever you get the blood work or wherever you get the test, they usually have their own scale. There really is, sorry.
No, there's not. Your dog
He's
disagrees.
like, no, there isn't.
She's like, stop lying, LeAnn.
There's like no master scale. It's like most places have their own little.
Yeah.
But anyway, but mine was very low, which could explain my fatigue.
Yep.
Very tire that's developing. So isn't it? And so yeah, so we are supplementing, and we'll see how that goes.
Not self-supplementing.
Not self-supplementing. But and in addition to, this will be interesting, I think, as I start to work on the SIBO and starting to get control, it'll be interesting how my hormones also, how I just feel in general, right? Because keep in mind, when you have other stuff going on and then your hormones are funky.
Well, yeah. Well, because I mean, we talked about it, your gut, your immune system, your hormones.
So important. So it all plays in. So
like you have hormone receptors everywhere in your body and in your gut. And when your gut is a mess.
Yeah. So it's a relief to finally have some answers and to be able to start to work towards it. Yes. Nutritional wise, my nutrition protocol is going to be specific to SIBO. And not necessarily to the testosterone or to the hormonal things. And so the only thing at this point for the hormones is just supplementation to try to get my testosterone levels up to a more reasonable level, and focus on the SIBO, get the gut healthier
in check.
And so then the hormone receptors everyone can be jiving and happier. So that will be interesting in the next 3, 6, 12 months as the gut starts to heal and repair. I'm very curious.
I am too.
How that is going to impact just my day-to-day, how it's going to affect my workouts, how my hormone levels. She did comment, she said, as we progress through your treatment for SIBO, we will continue to check your hormones and make sure everything's staying in balance.
Sure. Because what if like you're absorbing whatever you're getting is,
right.
It's great now, but as things.
Right. And iron was low, which that can also play into a lot of, but she goes, again, SIBO.
Right.
So there was a couple of things there, but I thought that was very interesting. And so it's good. I'm pleased because at least you have answers. And I think which this kind of springs us into, I think through this whole series, this has been when we started, like I said, we started this like mid-May.
Yeah.
And we were both at the beginning of our journey. We were both deciding that we need to figure out what's going on. I was looking for a physician, that would be able to work with me. We both knew that something was off. And so we kind of started our journey looking for some answers. In the process of recording this whole series, and now as the series is wrapping up, do we have all the answers? No, but we have a path. We have some information.
No, and that's, I think I didn't expect when I got my results back for them to say, this is what you're going to do. Like, because that's not what my test, right? The at-home thing isn't like that. But as somebody who is educated in this area, I know, okay, so this is where I have to go. But it is I think for me to get those results and go, okay, so this explains why this is happening, right? Because 6 months or a year ago, I figured this stuff out and I work on it. And within 6 months, I'm feeling great. Within 3 months, I was feeling great. I was,
Right.
Felt really happy with how my body had changed, my composition. I felt good. I felt like myself. I was sleeping through the night. Now, and then I'm still sleeping through the night, which is good. The biggest change was that body composition thing again. And I'm like, what is going on? Everything's right. I'm doing everything the same. What's happening? But my body's changed. So.
And I think that is, and I think the biggest takeaway for me and for my clients that I know that will be going through this, or just the general audience, is don't take anything for granted. No one knows your body better than you. And do not discount that.
Yeah.
And
you
honor
might,
that, because, and if you go somewhere and go to a doctor and they discount you, don't give in.
A new doctor.
Don't
Find
give
a new
in.
doctor.
You know your body better than anyone else. And I can't tell you how many times it has nothing to do with the hormones per se, but through my SIBO journey, how many times I've had to change doctors and go somewhere else.
Oh,
I can't tell you how many times, but it's just because something's not right. So don't discount yourself. Perimenopause, there's a lot going on. Even if you've been the healthiest person on the face of the earth, your hormones can become out of balance. Things can adjust. That's just getting older. That's just life. That's just the process, the evolution. And it's normal.
Well, I mean, we talked, I think we talked about it. There's over 30 different symptoms of perimenopause, and women just sort of are like, oh, it's not talked about. Like, no one talks about these 34 symptoms. So everybody's just kind of like, oh, that's what happens, but they don't recognize.
And first of all, women were so stinking busy. We got a lot going on. We're juggling many plates. And, you only go through perimenopause once. So you're going through it and you're like, all right, must just be me.
Well, and you don't even know you're in perimenopause most of the time.
You really don't
right?
even realize until, because no one really talks, like you said, no one really talks about it. We talk about menopause. Well, perimenopause is a big chunk of that process.
It's bigger than the actual menopause.
Compared to perimenopause, right?
Yeah.
So if you were in your late 30s,
that's big age range.
It's starting to happen.
Yeah. So interestingly enough, I had a discussion yesterday with when we were down on the shore. I was with my uncle's wife. I find it weird calling her my aunt because she's only a few years older than me. But we were talking about this, and I mentioned to her 30 plus symptoms, and she was like, oh my God, like, I never knew that. So she's also in the process of, she's not quite 10 years older than me, but she's, in her early 50s, maybe 50, maybe 51. She's dealing with, and she's had hormonal things for years, right? Had difficulty maybe getting pregnant, and like, knows a lot about hormones, but then, I'm talking about this, and I said, nobody talks about it. She's like, you're right, no one talks about it. Let's talk about it. That's what we're doing. We are doing it. We are talking, because it's
so
no one knows.
Right. And I think, and so talk to your friends. Talk to us. Talk to us. Reach out to us. Let's keep this conversation going. And I think this is kind of like where we want to see this go, because I don't really want the series to just end and then it's just like bleh. I would love this to continue to generate conversation, and it can just simply be oh, this has been my experience.
Yeah.
This has been what I'm dealing with. Oh, this has been something interesting. How my body, or just talk about how our bodies are shifting and evolving
Yeah.
and
And
changing,
changing.
because that's normal, and about how we note our health shifts are, and I think a lot of times we might see it more like in our sleep and how we recover from activity, our activity in general, our dietary needs. Are we feeling hungrier or not as hungry, or what are
Mm-hmm.
we, you know,
Yeah.
it's start having those conversations within your own individualized community, and then expand it out from there, and even within your community of your people, my
Yep.
community of my people, and let's bring it all out, because
Yeah.
this, is, this isn't our mother's generation.
Right.
It's
It
let's
is definitely not our grandmothers who were
No, and so
told to
let's
just,
continue. Let's keep the conversation going. Let's not I would love for it not to stop just because the series stops.
yeah.
So,
Is that an invitation, LeAnn, for us to continue talking?
perhaps. I don't know. Do people want us to, or are they just sick of of hearing us blab? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know either, but I like it.
I
I
like
think we're
it.
awesome.
Maybe we'll just do it just to hear ourselves talk.
We're just gonna start. I think we should just start doing the lives. We're just gonna start doing IG lives and be like, that's it. We're just gonna talk. Like, we're just gonna talk to each other.
Why
Have our
not?
normal.
I mean, you never know. You never know. Well, I don't know. I am open to wherever this goes.
Yeah, maybe somebody will tell us. They'll
Maybe,
comment on it
maybe.
and tell us.
You know,
Like,
I don't want to say goodbye.
no, let's just see it later.
Yeah.
My
So
nephew used to say, "See you later."
yeah.
See you later.
See you later. But well, I have to tell you, this has been, you're like my sister from another mister. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
been for someone I only met 2 months ago, literally.
Well,
Like a
when did
little
we
over
meet
two
you?
and a half months ago.
Yeah, something like well, earlier this year. Yeah, but yeah, it's been a
No,
short
it was
time.
at least, no, I mean, it was
Well, so
definitely
we started in May.
So it was like end of April at the latest.
Look at that.
It was no earlier than that. And so the fact that we connected so quickly,
Yeah,
so
awesome.
yeah.
It's the power of Zoom.
Yeah. Well,
See, for everyone feeling like sad and depressed, not everything about the pandemic was sad because okay,
see?
we got this. So next time I'm in Seattle,
Right. And the next time I'm in New Jersey,
we're going down the shore. We're
right.
getting you. We're gonna get you
And I'm going to have my 100 SPF block on.
a big hat and a tent.
Oh yeah. I'm going to be under an umbrella, and I'm going to be like, yeah, Jersey Shore.
And you can take me to, I don't know, for coffee.
Wherever.
I'm like, I don't drink it, but I'll go with you.
Right. Well, my friend,
It's been
obviously this
awesome.
is not goodbye.
No,
You're not getting rid of me now.
no, I don't want to.
Good.
Yeah.
So,
And the rest of them,
yeah.
we'll
And
see. Maybe
for
we'll
everyone that's been watching,
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But let's keep it going.
Share.
Yeah.
Share it
Share.
because every woman needs to hear this stuff.
Right.
It's important.
Good stuff. All right, my dear. Virtual hug.
We used to like fist bump or something. Like, elbow. Fist bump.
All right.
Blow it up.
Yeah. Drop the mic. All right.
This was awesome. Thank you all for watching.
Yes.
Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.
Yeah. Thank you all.